We're starting off high.
We can get
I think
two fools agree on that one. Oh, by the way, look, we got the wide shot.
there was you had accountability. Now what I can
Now all you need is a podcast and a YouTube channel.
No, not even.
Where give me the money. Show me the money.
Apparently there's a Foolproof page.
Shoot the J. Shoot it. Live on Facebook.com/Foolproof Entertainment Network. I need you on Twitter. I need you to repost the Facebook pages.
To raise a human before I would
trust a human to raise back wolves.
Before I would trust a pack of humans to raise wolves.
Right. I hear you. Yo, what up, fools? Welcome to another edition of Do Fools Agree. As always, I'm your host, Michael Reggie, here with my main man, Clifford Jordan Jennings. he gave me nothing. This is what we're working with tonight.
Yeah, I know. I guess I just wasn't feeling it. I don't know.
Are you in fact, Clifford?
Yeah, I'm all right. I just wasn't.
Well, and I'm glad that you're here, sir, because I was pretty confident we were gonna have to leave you in the woods as a human sacrifice.
Yeah, man, I survived get out camp.
Get the fuck out of here.
These motherfuckers left me on a mountain with a fucking twisted knee.
Oh, no, you were with the old white guy. We were sure you were fine.
Man, this motherfucking crazy. And left me with the crazy white dude. Shout out the crazy white dude, though. He was too.
He only tried to get you lost once.
He said, I can't remember what he said, man. He was, he was joking the whole time.
Right.
And he was like, yeah, I mean, I do these hikes to stay in shape. I came across a bear hiking the so-and-so trail.
Not what Cliff wanted to hear at that moment.
Listen, I told you, I said, listen, if a bear come, you gonna see Usain Bolt. I'm telling you, fuck this knee. I'm walking on air out of this.
I'm out.
And I know his old ass wasn't gonna keep up, but he gonna say after that, he like, only thing worse than seeing a bear is seeing the Dahmer Party camp sign 2 miles down the road. He said, that happened back. I can't remember what the fuck he was saying, and I was like, oh, this nigga weird. I done got him started. He going now.
Oh no! Once you got, he seemed like he was just lonely and needed somebody to talk to.
That's exactly what it was. And he was keeping me company, and he was being the gracious host. And
right.
At the steeper parts, he said, let me get in front of you in case you slip. You can follow my back.
You can take him out.
And that's what I was thinking too. You ain't gonna, nigga, if I slip, we both tumbling down this ain't no slipping at all. And then we done scaled the fucking rock quarry because we got lost
the wrong
off
way.
the trail.
That was in fact not the trail, as they learned.
I'm out there crutching my way to fucking safety on the stick. Y'all niggas ain't shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, we went on precisely one hike.
Yeah, up a fucking mountain.
It was straight up, and I apologize
up a
for
fucking
that.
mountain.
It was 1.25 miles up and 1.25 miles down.
I'm not mountain people. I'm jungle, desert at best.
Oh man.
Safari people. We ain't mountain people.
See, what had happened was, right?
My knees ain't built for the mountain. I didn't know that the angle coming down was gonna be like that. I should have known the angle going up was bad. 45 degrees. Motherfucker high stepping up a fucking mountain.
It'd have been easier to bear crawl up the mountain.
It really would have. I was thinking that as I was coming up the mountain cussing you out. I'm thinking like if I slipped and fell on my face, I'd only fall like 5-6 inches. I would be good. Like my face is right next to the dirt. I'm walking so steep up this hill.
You and Andrew did have a struggle. I acknowledge this.
Andrew wasn't having it.
He was.
I didn't have a struggle so much as I was just shocked at what you had me doing. I was just like, we've been walking for an hour and we still going up.
Dude, it was
and we still going up.
It was 45 minutes up. It was probably an hour coming down. And actually, I think it was closer to 30 minutes going up. It just.
I don't know. It
was rough, and I apologize.
And that depends on when you say going up, because the motherfucker said we at the top now, and every turn we made, but then we literally yards up.
But then we literally passed the couple that started the same time as
that
us,
was
and went
when
the
I was
opposite
like,
direction.
okay, thank God.
And they were like, "It's all downhill from here,"
and not.
And it was straight downhill, so you had to take your time.
And literally not 5 steps later, I twisted my knee.
Yeah, you made it past the summit, and that was about it. Well, sir, like I said, my apologies. I was going for distance, and I should have looked at the elevation before we started.
This nigga left me hiking with Dahmer on one leg. And you know what the crazy thing was? He's a sweet old man. Shouts to you again. But you know the situation. I was with him by myself for like 20 minutes without y'all being in sight, and I'm sizing him up like, nigga, attack you on this leg. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
man.
Put
him down quick.
Right. No doubt.
This ain't going to be a stick and move type thing.
Well, at least afterwards, I drove you into town, and we got to go to the Indian Reservation dispensary. And I didn't see you the rest of the day, really. You were you took one hit in the car, and that was the last I saw you for like 6 hours.
Shit, that might have been the last I saw myself.
Can't play with that Indian weed, man. No regulations up there.
Listen.
So what did you have success at in terms of yard games at the camping trip? What'd you end up playing?
I don't really remember too much success. Like I knocked the thing over a couple times playing with Andrew on the
Can Jam.
Yeah, but I couldn't quite hold it. But
Uncle Greg shut us down like on the third throw of our first game with him.
He held it too.
He slotted it. Yep.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Can Jam's no joke.
Don't let me and Uncle Greg be on the same team. We ain't even gonna move. We just gonna throw it. I'm gonna trust you. Shit, get it.
That's basically what he had to do when he was playing with the Reeds. Shout out to the Reeds.
Well, you know.
The Reeds who was in the chat saying, it was just a short little hike.
yeah, but you used to that shit.
This is from the woman that hikes the Olympic mountains like every third Sunday.
You hear what I'm saying? And my whole thing is, that was a first for me.
Right.
At the damn near the age of 38. That was no.
So you can say you've been for a hike.
It really wasn't bad. Like, to be honest, it wasn't like it took shit out of me. It was just like,
it was a drag. And I'm glad we went when we did, because it got hot that afternoon. But the question is, would we have done better on like a 4.5 mile and on like a 4 miler that was flatter?
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Because you can bullshit on that,
Right.
you know?
Versus fearing for your life with every third
Yeah.
step.
You feel what I'm saying? If I slip right now,
it's a long
and
way
I
down the
don't,
mountain.
you hear what I'm saying? And I don't catch myself on a rock or a tree. That makes no fucking sense to me. Like, these rangers was so pressed about people climbing on these motherfucking rocks, but you'll allow anybody just to go up that mountain. Like, there were so many spots where I was like, oh, this is dangerous as fuck.
Yeah. In hindsight, we should have opted for a slightly longer trail that was not against the mountain.
It was a few spots where I have no fear of heights, but I do have a fear of, you know how like when you're close and there's no barrier, you'll press yourself, like you'll naturally instincts like move you towards the edge just to see and look down. And it was spots where I would like look down and like get like kind of woozy, like, oh shit, you're up there. Don't look down again. Don't
do that
straight.
That was
and don't look down. God forbid a mudslide or a piece of that trail giving out. It's over for you, bruh.
Right.
It's over for you.
Well, you know, you got to.
I would do it again. I would need to be prepared. I told you I brought my knee brace just for that and didn't get it, didn't do nothing.
Well,
just
you also
went up there and messed up the other knee.
We also didn't discuss the fact of which trail we were doing, so if I would have known, I would have warned you.
Damn.
But honestly, we should have turned back after we saw the initial ascent. Because that first 5 minutes of the trail was the switchback.
Yeah, and that second spot, when that was one of the spots where I first looked down, like I was like, oh shit. Like we was only like not even a football field in, and I was like, we are too high to be slipping off this bit.
Well, there's no problem going up.
That shit, man.
Your nephew bit it like 7 times on the way down too, so. Oh man.
Yeah, he did. See, I never fail, and that's the issue.
Right.
If
you
had
fallen, you'd have been all right.
Right, exactly.
But
I was so worried about falling down the mountain that I was like, nah, G, brace yourself every trip. And I braced myself the wrong way. And I honestly don't know. I don't remember feeling like a pop, but I definitely remember feeling a pull.
A twinge.
Yeah, like, ooh, that wasn't good.
All right, so we've talked about your least favorite part of the trip. Did you enjoy the trip overall?
I did.
The injury?
I told you I did. I'm gonna go back. I'm coming back. I'm coming back. I'm gonna try to get Malk and my dad and them to come with me.
All right, I will.
When do y'all start booking cabins?
So we'll book cabins in August. So what I can do is I can book 3, and then you can either pay me back when we get closer, or if you end up not being able to go, I can always cancel and get my money back.
Okay, that works.
So, and that's what I usually do for my mom is I book her one, and some years she's not able to make it or whatever. So. We'll figure it out.
Nah, it wouldn't really be a reason why I couldn't make it. Next year, that is.
Yeah.
If I'm planning for it.
Yep.
Because even if the PTO is not available, then y'all still going to have to find somebody to do the work I'm calling off.
Well, and are you guys closed that Monday too, Memorial Day?
Yeah, I'm just saying the Friday before.
You really only have to take half a day, really.
But that's still kind of tough.
No, I get it.
I guess it wouldn't be that bad because I was talking to him about that when I was doing my PTO. Not that it wasn't already approved. I was just like, I'm not gonna be doing nothing for half the day when I was meeting you at noon.
Right.
So I could have technically worked till 11:45 at the latest and still got there on time. But
Well, and honestly, if Andrew doesn't, it comes down to if Andrew has school or not. And honestly, I probably could have just kept him home from school. And we
nah,
probably
that's
we
cool.
probably could have left at like 10.
Handle your
But
business.
we got there. I mean, we got there what 45 minutes after check-in time, anyways, or an hour after check-in time. So
Sometimes getting to be able to leave school early, knowing you going to do some shit, is
Yeah.
better than not going, at all.
Yeah, I hear you. So what was your favorite part of the trip, sir?
I think my favorite part of the trip was just the evenings.
Yeah, the campfire.
Yeah, just everybody convening, doing their thing, bullshitting. I was drinking all day, so
No, I'm with you. No, that was good. It was good to catch up with my one cousin too, Aaron.
yeah.
And it's funny how we all three of us, and John's kind of the same way too, but Aaron, Uncle Greg, and I have like same sense of humor, same kind of dry, smart ass responses.
Right.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
Aaron, especially him, he seemed like he could be like a low budget talk show host. No, I'm just playing. I mean, he could work his way up to budget, but right now,
Oh man, yeah, that was good. That was good. I enjoyed watching you and A-Reg the first night where he kept trying to fight you.
he ain't ready.
He ain't want that smoke.
He ain't ready, man. I ain't even had to put hands on him, make him look foolish.
It was entertaining to watch. All right. Let's see. Oh, one last A-Reg thing. So I sent you the video. Got him to do the 100.
Yeah, he can do more.
No, and he could have gotten 2.
He could have went 3.
He could have.
He could have went 3. I understand not doing it, but like I said,
so wait. So I cut the video at his request. He did end up stepping back and trying to get the second rep, but he tried to do it too fast and like fell forward, and I had to catch him. But that was also good from the standpoint of he now knows that like I am spotting him.
Right.
If he can't do something like
exactly.
I got him.
That's exactly what it is. See, when you're just doing it, you worried like, am I going to drop the weight? Is the weight going to take me out? Whatever, But when you know you got somebody right there, then I know a lot of times I've pushed a few more out just because of my spot.
Yep, no doubt. I mean, that's the hardest thing about working out by yourself is you can't push yourself to failure because you got nobody there to get the fucking thing off of you.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
you're in public unless you got your own gym.
Right.
I can't be looking crazy out there by myself in public.
Well, even for me, like, I don't want to dump out on the concrete. Like, I'm worried about cracking the freaking foundation.
The walls. Your walls are brick or stone or whatever the fuck that is.
The interior wall is brick. The exterior wall is stone.
Yeah, if you take a spill forward, the rack will catch the bar, but you going straight into that wall.
Into the brick wall, right. No doubt. All right. You got any inadvertents for us before we get to get us going? I got a couple of like background topics, but
yeah, no, I got a couple inadvertents.
All right, what you got?
Hold up. It's some shit that I seen today, boy.
Is it stuff that you sent me? Because I tried to keep
No,
up
I didn't
today.
see you. So, okay. So I was at work today. And sometimes I'll run a reel and just let it play while I'm working and just look down when something catches my attention. And I guess the reel wasn't hitting for me, right? So I flick up and it's alive. And it's this young lady.
Thirst trap. All right.
and the caption at the top of the screen says, "I will not talk
Until my type joins.
yes, yes, yes.
There are so many of those, dude.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh my god! And what she did was she would show the camera each person
And it'd be like,
yes, yes. Oh my gosh, I have never seen that in my life. So I'm fascinated by it, right? But I'm not, but at this point, I'm not going to join, even though, my Instagram is the podcast logo. I still don't want to join because I'm not influencing this. I don't even know how I feel about it yet. So listen, I go about my day. This is early too. This is like 8:05 a.m. I go about my day. I check back at like 10:30. This bitch is still on there, not talking. Not talking at all. I hopped in there. And
I wonder how many likes does she have? How many
I don't know. I didn't
shares?
even
How
see.
many?
I didn't see. I just hopped in there and said, I ain't got no type. Just left. Because if you went through a whole 2 hours and 30 minutes of just noping and showing pictures, you ain't got no type. Bad bitches is the only thing that she like. That's the thing. How many females hopped in that chat? That's who
Right.
she was waiting on.
Right, no doubt. No doubt.
She was waiting on a young lady to hop in that chat. And I ain't hating. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that's not the market that you're...
That's not the market that you're attracting.
You know what I'm saying? Young ladies ain't looking, scrolling like, ooh, let me see how many mute bitches is out there waiting for me to enter the chat.
Player 2 has entered the chat.
That shit is crazy.
But yes, I'm aware of this phenomena.
Man,
I saw a bunch of
world,
those today, actually, too.
This world, John, this world is crazy.
It's nuts.
Oh, my invert though. So, and this might get deep. It may not though. I thought to myself, I don't even want to okay. This is for entertainment purposes only. Who do I speak to? The camera here. Entertainment purposes only. I thought to myself, are black folks the only race that feel like they can die from a smell? You know what I'm talking about? What? Have you ever been if we smell something bad, like it's not just like, oh, this is an awful smell. It's like I'm about to die.
That's true.
What is going on?
You don't see a lot of like black mortuary owners or morticians.
And I thought to myself, right? And I thought to myself, and this is why I say entertainment purposes only, because I'm thinking, like, do Jews feel that way too? Now, I know there's been, Holocaust to everybody, but to the blacks and the Jews is by far the biggest. So inherently, do people feel like if I smell something, oh shit, I need to get out of there? You know what I mean?
That's interesting, and it kind of plays into does DNA contain some version of memory?
Right.
And has that been a grown response now?
I mean, we know it's been proven in mice. Why wouldn't it be proven in men?
Right. No,
and that's that. I just thought that was very interesting because I feel that way all the time, and I know people.
maybe that's why you guys season your food more too. Is that heightened sense of smell is also a heightened sense of taste.
That could be.
Because those two things are linked, right? Like smell and taste are pretty tightly linked.
That could be. I see what you did there. That's even
meanwhile,
deeper than my thought.
And meanwhile, white folks are out here eating people. So
shit, they might got all of us eating people with this fucking fast food. But I don't know. What were you talking about?
Oh, I was going back to Dahmer.
That's what I was about to. I couldn't think of the name.
You went to Camp
Dahmer.
That's what
I thought you did.
That was a
That's
callback.
what I thought you did. It didn't go unnoticed. I just couldn't catch it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's very interesting. Hold up. I'm trying to think. Did I have I call it a bifro. Did I have a bifro off that topic?
It was a bifurcated topic.
Right, but I can't remember.
The retail here like tastes like chicken.
Next time I'm popping the no-dos when I ride with you. Might take a bite out of a nigga leg. I don't want
I mean, cut her first.
Listen, she might be. Well, no, because I wouldn't think a robot would want to eat you other than disrespect.
No, but I've already told you what she is. She's a daywalker.
Yeah, and she
would take a bite out of you.
Listen, that's why she be looking around when she running to grow her wings and be like, back. What we do in the dark, they say, back. That's what your mom be doing. That's crazy.
Everybody thinks she's just a really avid runner. It's just a chance for her to spread her wings.
Listen, I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you.
Man.
Oh, I had another inadvertent thought.
What's that?
All the kids cover your ears. I was taking a shower today. And my shower has one of them detachable things.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, I know how popular they are with the ladies. And I was thinking, like, do they make a shower head specifically for that?
That's a good
and
question.
Then, as I asked the question...
You got a Facebook ad.
No. I don't, you know, my phone, I keep my phone on the counter. As I asked the question, I recognize a setting.
Was it the... It's the machine gun setting.
Now listen though, the holes on that bitch are set up like this, like a diamond. And I said, oh, they doing it discreetly already. So now I wash the shower head before I get into the shower. But I mean, I live with my grandma. I doubt that she still has that kind of drive, but
You don't know.
That's all I'm saying.
They say the old folks' homes are the highest percentage of STIs in America.
Listen, I seen that. I look closer. I said, "Oh shit, this shit been right in front of you all the time." It's almost, it was almost like a life realization where it's like, "Oh, that was my purpose. I should have known that the whole time." That shit crazy.
That's nuts. Oh man.
What inadvertence you had this week?
I didn't really have inadvertents, but I had topics that kind of grabbed my attention this week. So one, I sent you 6 videos from the dude. The guy
my blind dude.
who's not blind, but he closes his eyes when he channels, supposedly. Right. But seeing all of these Basher videos this week, or Basar videos, I don't know how it's supposed to be pronounced.
I'm sure it's Basar.
But there was a ton of stuff in them that I was just like, huh, that is a lot. at one point he tells he's like, if you're ready to hear the history of your people, and it's the Anunnaki story, like word for word. There was another one where somebody asked, like, how many incarnations have I had? And he went into depth, like, you understand that these incarnations happen simultaneously. They're all happening now. You've got to think of it like a TV where you've got programming on different channels that are running at the same time, but it's only the one that you tune into that you can see. And
I mean, that's the whole what's the word? I can't think of what they call it. But that's the whole manifestation. It's deeper than that though, but there's a theory beyond it where your manifestations don't bring things into your life. They move you to the timeline to where that takes place.
Yeah. And it was interesting because the woman had asked, like, how many incarnations, and then he gave that, like, very detailed example, and then he was like 157, which I just was like, damn. I'm like, and all I could think of is this little alien sitting behind the curtain, wherever he is.
No, I don't doubt that.
Like looking up the database, like, where is she? What's her name? Okay, here she is. And then he's counting all of them. That's why he's giving this big long explanation ahead of it.
Nah, he said, buy me some time. We about to blow this lady's mind. But my whole thing with that is, and I don't know, they may have rocked me to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I wouldn't doubt that I haven't been rocked to sleep. But I know of a higher power. I know that to be true.
Yeah.
I don't really subscribe to religion specifically, but I do think that certain words in that Bible from going to church so long have rocked me to sleep in a way that I feel like at some point that channeling can cross over into blaspheme. You know what I'm saying?
I hear you.
Because I feel like if that's not your higher self that you're talking to that's giving you that information, the only person you should be channeling with is God. You know what I'm saying? And I doubt that God's just there
but
for an interview.
That kind of filters into the Hermetic belief, and Bashar talked about it too, is like the 5 laws, which was the all is one and the one is all.
No, yeah. Well, yeah.
Right? Like, and that goes into the whole as above, so below, and so I do think that those two things don't necessarily have to be in conflict with one another. And
yeah, no, that's a very interesting take.
And when I look at the Bible and then cross-referencing it with, like, the ancient texts and, the stuff that Billy Carson talks about, the stuff that other scholars have talked about, and about how, what we would call kind of God the Father was Enlil, and you had a competing deity with Amun-Ra, basically, and then you also had, at least a half a dozen others kind of in the zeitgeist. What I'm curious about is, you hear them talk a lot about Enlil and then Amun-Ra, but there were other ones here if you subscribe to that philosophy too. So, was Buddha? Is there an Anunnaki who's attributed to Buddha? Is there an Anunnaki that's attributed to, I don't know, like
that's
the
interesting.
Greek, the Norse mythology,
that would almost play to them saying that the aliens separated their people.
Well,
so that would mean that whoever was the most powerful in your area would be considered almighty, quote unquote.
And also,
at that time,
it also gives you the justification around the races. and
No,
how
right,
the races
right.
were a genetic branding from our creator or creators based on the region in which those leaders sat.
Right. But I did want to get this off because I know you said that with the channeling stuff, the all is one, one is all, but that's also only if we're all under that same mindset.
True.
Otherwise, you could be entering demons in to your, everybody's got involved with some people that they're like, I probably shouldn't have did that. You know
True.
what I'm saying? And if you letting people into your mind, into your consciousness, that's where it gets into a dangerous thing. Because I'm sure if there's people like that exist on this earth, then there's definitely deities
No doubt.
or people of a higher spectrum that feel the same or do the same.
Honestly, I think for me it comes down to what is he saying. Like in the stuff that he is saying,
Yeah.
I subscribed to before I heard him say it. You know what I mean? Like
if you're strong enough or willing enough to take that risk.
Yep.
It's almost like how when you on the game and you hop into a party and that bitch can be toxic as fuck. Or you could be like, oh, this nigga's genuinely a good dude. This is a good dude I hopped in here with. I was pleasant with the experience.
Yeah.
But that's not to say that, you know, you can always be intercepted.
True.
You know what I'm saying? People can be like,
tapping the phone.
He been talking to homie for a while.
Yeah.
Let me put on my homie impression, getting this nigga's head.
So again, I think for me it came down to kind of what he's saying. And
no, I agree though.
He talked about the one that hit me, I think, and the one that resonated with me a lot was he basically said, like, we get this question a lot, you know, what is the purpose of life? And the answer he gave was, your only purpose in life is to be the best version of yourself that you can be.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And so, like, and that also lends credence to the, you know, achieving the next frequency, achieving that higher frequency, those kind of things.
All right.
So, I don't know. Like I said, do I necessarily believe that this dude is channeling some alien, you know, however far away or whatever dimension it's sitting in? I don't know, but I don't think he's doing any harm regardless, whether he is or he isn't.
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that at all. And I do believe that, you know, if you have higher knowledge, it's your job to enlighten for the betterment of the people. But at the same time, I also know, and not to sound like, you know, no Bible thumper or nothing like that, because this holds true across the board in whatever you believe. It says, watch what you say because you don't always know what you're saying.
Yeah.
So you could speak to somebody who doesn't know himself what he's saying.
Well, that's like the 4 laws in the Toltec philosophy, right? Like, your words have power. Control what you say. Be purposeful with what you say.
I seen something that the dude, and it was the best thing that I heard about the whole religion and all that. And he was saying, Jesus, you know, Yeshua, he was like, he wasn't training people to be followers.
Right. He was training people to be leaders.
Right. Right.
And that message has been co-opted.
See, my whole thing is I'm not asking for anyone to follow me.
Right.
Because I love giving that precursor, that parental advice, not, you know, but what I'm getting at is I don't know that I'm right.
Right.
I don't know that I'm correct in a lot of things going on. I just know what I feel.
Yep.
And I feel strongly always. So it usually pulls me in the right direction.
Yeah.
But I would never be like, and maybe that's a testament to where I am in life, but I would never be like, I'm here to lead.
No.
But I'm doing good enough to lead my family.
I think leaders lead by example, and they help when it's needed. Like I think we talked about this a long ways back when we talked about we were in like talking about like Viking culture. Like Vikings and Norse mythology isn't about turning the other cheek; it's about protecting your own.
Right.
And that the good of the tribe, the good of the one is the good of the tribe, and the good of the tribe is the good of the one.
Right.
Like that kind of philosophy I can stand behind. And leading in an example like that. Like not being a unengaged bystander and supporting in whatever way you can that makes sense for you and yours. At that moment.
Right.
Like, am I going to jump in the middle of a gunfight? Probably not. I have a child I need to take care of. And from my perspective,
it depends on who's in that gunfight.
True. But what I'm saying is, like, I think I do more good for the world by making sure that the next generation is what I think it should be.
Right.
Making sure my
son if it's a child in the gunfight, you gotta get that child out of there.
Right. So,
but yeah, nah. I mean, no, I'm not, and that's even not but life just like I said, it calluses you.
It does.
Because adults, I'm like, shit happens.
Right.
And that's not that's not the right mindset to have.
It even goes with like what we talked about previously with Gen Z and the Free Palestine protests, right? Like, I cannot be out there. I cannot afford to be out there and to get arrested because I have a family and I have a son I need to support and provide for. That being said, I have no problem verbally supporting them, sharing stuff on social media. I've even dropped water off at protests, that kind of stuff before. Like,
right.
I'm not going to be in the thick of it, but I can support and, use my voice and use my vote.
Do what you have the means to do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I mean, sometimes that may be selfish in the eyes of a higher power, but
at the same time,
this is a very intricate maze that we're currently living in.
Yeah.
Not unlike any other time.
Oh yeah. Well, and the amount of, I don't know. I saw a good quote, or someone sent me a quote earlier. It was basically like, people who believe in conspiracy theories have never been a project manager, because a project manager can tell you how hard it is to get 12 people to move in the same direction, let alone, 1,000 people to cover something up. And I'm like, I understand the intent of that, but if you don't think that money talks and can keep people in line and quiet, you're living in the wrong century.
That's what I'm saying. It all depends. You said it right there. Money talks, and it all depends on who has the most in your area.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you that all his peons that he's enrolled, that's gotten paid off of him, like George Carlin said, they don't have to call a meeting.
No.
They already agree on the same issues.
Yep.
They just implement what they want to happen. It doesn't have to be a meeting. People aren't getting together like, what's the next step for it? No, they already know the next step.
Yep.
And it's already being pushed.
And the next step is usually stabilization to a certain point and then destabilization to maintain the status quo, which is kind of what we're on the precipice of right now, and actually tilts into my second topic that grabbed my attention this week, because I think if this were the case 3-4 years ago, I probably would have had a different stance, and I attribute a lot of that to you. President Trump's conviction does nothing but solidify his base. And I do think that the Democratic National Committee is going after him in certain tactics that they are actually emboldening.
It makes them look worse.
Right.
It makes them look worse.
Completely agree. And if we had this conversation 3-4 years ago, I probably would have said, nah, he's a criminal. He deserves the convictions. And I'm not saying he doesn't deserve them, but to attack it in like the amount of political texts I got basically since the conviction saying now's the most important time ever. Like, no, y'all galvanized his base by doing all this shit and putting it front and center. Like, it is pushing me further towards, and you know, we got into it with my second grade teacher, and I let her post all these things about RFK. Guess what? I went back and listened to the interviews they cited.
I thought she was third grade.
She was second, third, and fourth. Although I think you guys went to St. Cat's for third.
Oh yeah, she was second. Then who?
Miss Dee was
Yeah,
first and second. Or was kindergarten? No.
That's what I'm saying. Miss Lily was the first
pre-K. I think Miss Dee was first, or kindergarten and first, and Miss Jamie was second and third.
Okay, that makes sense then.
But regardless, she posted all this anti-RFK like mainstream media stuff, and I said, you know what? I'm glad you sent me the articles. I'm gonna go back and listen to the source material. And one of the things that they referenced multiple times in most of those articles was his interview with Rogan. And if you listen to
interview with Rogan,
RFK's,
okay.
And if you go back and listen to the interview, he actually cites specific examples of where he went to court with these people and won around vaccines and the amount of mercury in them. And
Joe Rogan's still giving it to CNN to this day.
Right? And so from
about the ivermectin. I mean, the whole shit was just a ball drop, but
yeah. Well,
I feel like it's on a deeper purpose than that, though.
I don't disagree. But
I feel like it's on a deeper purpose than that.
But RFK came out around the Trump conviction and was like, no, the Democrats shouldn't be doing this. All they're doing is galvanizing his base. I want to beat Donald Trump fairly in a debate and call him to task for shutting down the country. Because everybody wants to talk about, like, that was the Democrats that did that. Nah, son. Trump was the one in office when we shut shit down. Like, period. Point blank.
Right. All right.
And so...
All right. And not to sound like I'm on his side, but he also dropped a couple of checks on the motherfucker, too.
He did.
And
a little day late and a dollar short, but you still saw.
But that means a lot more to Americans.
Yeah, but
because
you still
nobody else has really done that.
You still saw. What are you talking about? Barack Obama and the stimulus package coming out of 2008 and the Great Recession. I actually saw those dollars. I never saw anything from. I don't know about that. So, anyways.
No, I don't know about that. I could have used that.
Well, there was 2008. There was a stimulus package that went out to everybody, not just small business owners. And even then, small business owners still couldn't afford to keep things open. Like, we lost, I can't remember what the stat is, but I want to say it was like somewhere between like 40 and 60% of all small businesses went under during COVID or the time, like the year following COVID.
Right. But you knew that was the plan.
No doubt. And now you see all these corporations that have done nothing but gouge us since that time, starting to pull back on prices because they're like, oh shit, people stop shopping at Target and Walmart.
They ain't really feeling it though.
Well, they're rolling back prices 30 to 40%, which tells you that's all it was profit that they're cutting into.
Yeah, no, for sure, but they ain't feeling it like that, though.
Oh, no, the people at the top certainly aren't.
I mean, it is good to see that we're now getting into an era where people are like, nah, just stop fucking with them.
Yep. And I think you're going to continue to see more and more of that.
You know, not only will you continue to see it, you're going to see it ramp up.
Yep. Did you see that the House introduced a bill to basically make trying to publicize the boycott of a company illegal?
What?
Yep. Ties, the whole thing is the same. I mean, in my mind, it's the same as the anti-Semitism bill.
You know, it makes so much sense now, though. You know, I never really rocked with politics in the first place.
Yeah.
But it makes so much sense now how people would be like, nah, I'm just voting Republican.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't give a fuck about Trump. Like, I say fuck Trump too, but I'm voting Republican. I'm voting for Trump.
But that's the whole.
What sense is that? Oh, I get it now. Now I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it.
Well, and the whole thing for me is, and this again, you know, I'm gonna keep spouting this shit because I'm resonating with the message he's given. 20% of the country is registered Republican. 20% of the country is registered Democrat. 60% of the country is labeled independent.
Right.
It is time for an independent candidate, and it is time to show that independent candidates can win. And that platforms like TikTok, platforms for social media and the ability to share information, like that's how we protect those things, and that's how we get those kind of candidates to the table. Because no independent candidate has had the opportunity to win that he has since Ross Perot back in the 90s.
And they fucked him.
Right.
They fucked it. They grabbed his big head ass ears and they fucked him.
Well, and they're trying to keep RFK out of the presidential debates.
They've been trying to do everything they can to RFK.
Right. Won't give him Secret Service.
Right.
Are trying to keep him out of the debates, despite the fact that he met all of the criteria. He just got on the ballot in New York.
Yeah, Democrats looking bad, Joe. I tell you what. I really didn't plan on voting, but right now I'm planning on voting out of spite.
Yeah. And so it's a matter of who, Trump or RFK.
Right, Trump. You're right. Real talk. It will not be Biden.
No, and I'm in the same boat.
From the depths of my soul, it will not be Biden.
I don't know that I could vote for Trump. It will either be a non-vote or it'll be a vote for RFK.
No, it'd be a vote for Trump or a vote for my young Kennedy.
I just like the fact that I'm seeing, and I'm not gonna lie, I just got one for my yard. Like I am seeing more and more like RFK signage even around Columbus.
Well, that's what's up.
There's like a full street worth on my way to work every time I go
mean,
in.
let's keep it a buck. We talk about it in sports a lot.
Who's the hot team?
And this is the year to steal it. This is the year to steal it.
Well, yeah, because
from anybody.
No two candidates in history, even Trump, Hillary, like, do not compare to the level of people do not want a rematch between these two.
Right.
Nobody wants it. Neither one of them are competent to lead. Fuck, neither one of them can get out a sentence without repeating themselves.
No, I fuck with RFK. I really do. No, like I told you, I respect anybody that got the balls to do the press run that nobody else is doing.
Right.
You hitting the podcast and everything. You letting real motherfuckers ask you questions that they're not going to ask you on the air.
Real questions.
Right. And we get to see how you dance around them, how you answer them honestly. We get to see all that. I respect anybody.
Well, and I think that's what it is for me. Like, his interview with Joe Rogan was like 2.5, 3 hours. His interview with Andrew Schultz was 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine trying to listen to Biden or Trump talk for 30 minutes, let alone an hour, 2 hours? Get the fuck out of here, man.
And this is still awful, but realistically, I give Biden about 5. I give Trump about 8.
Right.
Trump, at least you waiting on him to fly off the handle and say some wild shit. So he might keep it a buck. He might get me for about 12.
Yeah.
If I'm interested in watching any of this at all.
Right.
But Yeah, no, our RFK, he captivates you from what he says, and you know that when somebody says that, they're telling the truth because his voice sounds like somebody scratching a chalkboard.
It does.
And I'm not, trying to send him or nothing like that. I know that's nothing he can control. He dealing with his situation. But I'm just saying I'm willing to. I listened to the whole interview.
Right. Well, and that's my thing. Like, that's honestly, Miss Jamie, if you out there, go actually listen to him talk about that stuff.
Yeah,
versus
even if you don't wanna.
Versus reading some article that truncates it and doesn't give the full story.
Even if you don't want to hear it. I didn't want it when I wasn't even paying attention to who was on, and then when I started hearing them talk, I connected the dots. But I didn't want to hear that. As soon as I realized, I was like, oh, I'm going to turn this shit off. But I listened, and it kept me for the full 2 hours and whatever it was.
Right. And the fact that he was talking about going after, like, big corporations around environmental issues, the big pharma, like, this dude has gone to court with these people and won.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bad business though, you know what I'm saying? Like, if for some reason he does so happen to win, and I don't even want to speak it into existence, but they gunning for him.
Oh, no doubt.
He already knows that right now. And that's why he's a soldier, because
he knows that gunning, he's out and about. Like, he is out doing more rallies and more like campaign trail type stuff than either one of the other two. And it only raises
your stock to where more people are interested. Like, oh, how much you paying now?
Yeah,
I'll get him out of there. How much you paying?
I hear you.
And that's the problem.
It is.
That's why it's so weak on the Democratic Party. Like, you just ain't gonna protect this man because what? He's American.
Right.
Not he's even that. For a shot to.
Not only is he an American, like, not only that, but he is a member of a family that has historically been targeted.
Right. Right. They already got 2 of them, 2 or 3,
something like that. 2 that you can prove.
Right. They got 2 of them that we know for sure. I thought don't get me lying, but I feel like it's 3.
Yeah.
Motherfuckers, Martin Luther King, the only person you heard about, but his brother died in the swimming pool as well.
No doubt.
Ain't no nigga got no swimming pool that can't swim. You got a whole swimming pool, you can't swim? Man, especially back in them days.
Malcolm out here in the chat with Make America Great Again. Nah, I'm with Kennedy's slogan and declare your independence.
If you provide it, but what contradicts that slogan is you trying to get on some old cryptocurrency shit. How can I be independent at the same time?
Now, see, this is another misnomer. He is not trying to put all of America on crypto. He is trying to put government funds on crypto so that they can actually be traced, so that we stop having things like the military and the defense budget missing $23 trillion over the last 10 years.
Okay, I missed that.
So he is not trying to force crypto on the American people.
Okay.
He is trying to force crypto on government spending. He wants to put the government on blockchain from a spending perspective, so that the people can actually go and see where the money is actually going.
Right. Now that's genius.
Like, I ain't
gonna lie, that's genius.
Tell me where the trillions of dollars in our military budget have gone.
It's probably not genius.
To the fucking UFOs.
It's probably not genius. It's probably just like that. That's clear.
Right.
Get them under control.
Right.
This is the only way to do it.
Right. Well, and then
you still gonna have little, you still gonna have little black ops popping.
You will.
But it limits the black ops.
Right. and tell us why they're spending, $2 trillion in Roswell, New Mexico to reverse engineer a spaceship.
Listen, that wasn't too far from the tank situation.
Uh-huh. Correct.
Listen, man, these motherfuckers aren't slick. You hear what I'm saying? They're not slick.
So we're either
They're
dealing
not
with
at all
portals.
slick.
I'm also curious to see if this quote unquote system.
Terrence Howard 2024.
That's who RFK should have named as his running mate. But he needed
Terrence Howard.
But he needed
2024.
Shanahan's money. What he should do is make Terrence Howard like the Department of Energy, the head of the Department of Energy, the Secretary of Energy and Defense, or something along that line. Terrence Howard, head of the EPA.
I would probably do a vice president of the Department of Energy type shit. And I only say that not to hate. I only say that because Terrence Howard is, while he may be correct, I'm not saying what's right and what's wrong. We can tell he's a visionary. He's a dreamer. We need somebody that's gonna wrangle some of you know what I'm saying?
That's gonna keep you in line so that we're not gonna spend everything on everything.
We can't go all in right now. You know what I'm saying? You got to do this.
Well, put him in the cabinet then. Don't make him the head of anything. Just put him in the cabinet.
And he could very well work his way there. But again, we can't give everybody their flowers right now. We still got niggas trying to refute you. We got to get him more time.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Honestly, though.
Well, honestly, that's what he's come
as
out
much
and
as I
said.
want him to be right about everything, we got to give people time to prove you wrong.
Since he came out with that Joe Rogan interview, he has actually come out with like follow-up, like short interviews that have said, like, my intent with having that conversation with Joe Rogan was to spur thought within the scientific community.
I've seen what's the one dude? He looks like he has the pullback pony, like ironically George Carlin had. Yeah. And he has the glasses in.
I know who you're talking about. I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember who it is, but yes.
They said he was a 30-year physicist, and he said everything he says is, accurate. We just looking to see if this is a way of thinking that the world can catch on to.
Right.
That's deep words coming from somebody who everybody labels as a quote-unquote actor.
Yeah. Well, and
let my nigga cook. He got to be on to something. Shoot or shoot. They're going to miss. And we got to find the miss first. We ain't even seen the miss yet.
So Gordon sent this, and I saw an interview not too long after Gordon sent it around like Stephen Greer and his stuff. I saw a video I think it was from him, where
I might be familiar with his face. I don't know.
Where he's one of the UAP people.
Okay.
So he's big in that community. He basically said that they actually found remains of an ancient civilization on Mars, and it's been deliberately pixelated because of the impact that it would have on religious institutions across the world.
We already knew that.
So, like, it's stuff like that.
Well, I don't want to say we, but
it's stuff like that I'm like, that is not your right to withhold that information.
Well, Bob Lazar said it before.
Right.
Went on that interview and all that. He said, what's the biggest thing that you've heard that the people should know? And he said, religion.
Right.
And he said, there's books about religion that they cannot be released because people would go mad if they got a hold of.
Well, and I think all of that ties back into...
But you should know that.
The first man theory and like Anunnaki and the hominid Anunnaki hybrid that became human. Like, I think that there is serious plausibility there. Because
I
there
think
are
it's
things,
plausibility in a lot of the shit you talk about.
right?
Not saying that I'm the guy that should be judging, because
No,
I don't have my
absolutely not. And
degree and none of that shit. But it makes sense.
I'm not telling anybody else to believe it. I'm just saying that, like, the more I hear about that stuff, the more I go back and read the text, the more that I go back and or find additional, like, supporting information.
I'm a big.
It
I'm a
is
big.
plausible.
I'm a big preacher of perspective, right? Because a lot of people train their minds to only look at things from a certain angle.
Yeah.
And anybody that chooses to look at the same image or the same situation from a different perspective, you have to observe their words.
Right.
I have to at least hear what you're talking about just to see exactly how crazy you're coming off.
Yeah.
And a lot of people are trying to make him seem crazy. But right now, it's like, I think that's just a new way of looking at things that people wasn't trying to look at it before. And we ain't been looking at it right as long as we've been here thus far.
Right.
So let my nigga cook.
No
You
doubt.
took away Iron Man. Give him this. And I respect the nigga that say, I was going to use my powers to destroy the world. We don't know that he can't, motherfucker. You better listen for the time being.
Well, even
And a
that,
lot
and
of
like
people seem to be listening.
that, and like I don't know. So my mom, the Reeds, has a degree. I want to say it was in organic chemistry, and like so I made her listen to him talking about basically the spiraling of the periodic table and the flower life diagram and that kind of stuff. And she was like, "No, it's interesting. Like that stuff is plausible." That was her initial reaction, and I was just like, "All right, so somebody who has actually studied this."
No,
like,
it makes sense.
So it does make me
Definitely
curious
makes sense.
around like some of the stuff that he talked about. What was it, like benzene and oxygen? If you were to introduce benzene to water, like you can separate oxygen and hydrogen basically at will. There's a lot of stuff in that Terrence Howard Joe Rogan interview that I was just like,
Did you hear the Ninjas Are Butterflies podcast?
no. I tried to get into that, and like someday I'll go back to it, but I haven't yet.
Yeah, nah, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it catches me, sometimes it don't. Like I'll start every show, I just might not finish every show.
Yeah.
But they were talking about this show was a good one, but they was talking about how this fisherman was in like a thunderstorm and like it was rocking his boat to the point that he thought he was gonna tip, and he put fish oil in the water around the boat, and they said the fish oil calmed the storm for about 30 yards away from, like the storm was still going on, but
like the
around
waters
him,
around him were fine.
he was cool. And this scientist, again, Terrence Howard, they gonna name something after him. Motherfuckers was trying to prove him wrong, like, yeah, that shit just doesn't make sense. And they went and out there and found the storm and poured fish oil out into the water, and they said it was absolutely correct. The fish oil calmed everything around them.
And that's what I want to see from the scientific community is fine. Disprove him.
Right.
That's what
Isn't
science
that
should
science?
be. Right.
Right. You're supposed to, science doesn't become something that they teach until people have tried to
disprove it
and can't.
Right.
But what we've been under is a science capitalism, to the point that if you believe something other than what's already been put in stone, you're cast aside, done away with.
Well, and that's human history, and you would think that we would have learned from it by now. Like, that goes back to the Earth, or the sun revolving around the Earth, and the sun being the only star in the galaxy, and the universe revolves around our star. Like, no, it doesn't.
Right.
All right, so I want to hit the chat real quick. Malcolm chiming in a couple of times here with Kennedy's had bad luck. Whole family has had unfortunate events. Can't have that rubbing off on the country. You know how that rubs off on the country is because those in power have targeted the Kennedys.
Right.
And then talking about Terrence Howard, he's been crazy. That's why he gets certain roles and plays them so well.
And that might be why they give him certain roles.
Right. That man, there is nothing that I was like, there was nothing during his interview with Rogan where I was like, this dude is just fucking batshit. Like, his rationale behind it, like, his reasoning behind it, and then being able to show, like, granted, they were simulations, but basically being able to show some of this stuff, like, I had to go back and watch it on YouTube because I wanted to see the videos and stuff that he provided. And at some point, I've got to go check out his website around that. Basically, all that stuff is, like, hosted on, because I'm very curious about, like, his
VR shit.
His VR shit, and then his unlimited renewable energy shit.
Yeah, I did hear him say that.
And I don't think he ever got into it on the podcast because I think he got taken in different directions. But it was when he was talking about the drones, because they were like, well, how are those drones powered? The hydrogen-shaped drones.
Right.
Or the carbon-shaped drones.
Hexahedrons.
The dodecahedrons, or no,
right.
Was it tetrahedron? It was something like that.
Whatever it was.
And it was real cool how those things could, like, come together and basically form a molecule and then lift something that was like quadruple the weight or whatever. But
and they've already proven it. There's been videos that's been proving that.
Yeah, that people.
You haven't seen none of them?
No, I have. In terms of the drones or whatever,
People been making them with they like 3D presses and flying them, showing the. Listen,
it's nuts, man. And then the only question becomes power source.
But see, that's the thing about it, though, is I can't ever see it being allowed to go down.
True, which is why he has it out on a website, and you're just waiting for that website to be taken down. That was the other crazy thing on the podcast, on the Joe Rogan episode, was that, like, 3 times they had issues with, like, connecting to his stuff.
Oh, yeah, it was more than 3, but yep.
It's like, nah, they legit just trying to keep me quiet.
Listen,
and I bet you
he started to make, at first, Joe was laughing at him.
Right.
Just like motherfuckers is laughing at him right now. Then after a while, he was like, "Wait, are you serious?"
Well, and
Terrence made that slick comment. He said, "What? I can't remember what he said." He said, damn, I can't remember his exact words, but it was basically alluding to, a couple times it's coincidence after a while."
Yeah. No doubt. Well, but Terrence Howard also seems like the right level of paranoid.
Mm-hmm.
Like talking about, I know my phone's tapped.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So maybe he can avoid whatever's coming for him. Fingers crossed.
Oh yeah, gotta keep them fingers and toes. But shit, I mean, he know what he doing. That's what I said. That's what I said when we first heard about him coming out like that. I said, why would he be doing that? Why would he be doing that? Like they can't take him out.
No, all they try to do is discredit him. Which is which is obviously working on Malcolm, so
Which we said was the first step. First step is discredit.
It's the same thing with all the UAP whistleblowers. The first thing they try to do is discredit them.
That's make them look crazy. The second step, they're gonna ruin your life in some way, form, or fashion.
Right.
They're gonna put something on you. Say
They're
you
gonna
did
try to
something.
get you to handle the thing for them, i.e., make your life miserable enough that you commit suicide. And then if you don't, they'll just
They
make it
gonna
look
take
like
you out for you.
they'll make you
Right.
make it look like suicide.
Right, we know the game.
Talk to the two Boeing whistleblowers.
Oh,
Oh
we know
wait,
the
you
shit.
can't because they're dead.
Listen, we ain't gonna pull no wool over my eyes. It ain't gonna be no suicide situation, nigga. I placed my bed up against the brick wall. You gonna have to see me face to face, and trust and believe. Somebody might have to explain this body, because you coming with me. We both crossing that plane together. We holding hands through that motherfucker. I'm not playing with these hoes.
No doubt.
Listen, somebody come in the door. If you didn't announce yourself, everybody's wrong to me. Ain't no sirens on a cop vest. I don't know the fuck's in my house, so. But it wouldn't be no reason for you to be there in the first place. So
Right?
we don't have to worry about them problems.
Nah, the kid that I'm worried about is the one that is like built the machine that can basically redistill plastic down into crude oil.
Oh yeah, somebody gotta protect him.
Somebody need to take care of him.
Somebody gotta protect him.
Honestly,
give him RFK security.
Honestly,
Real
I want to see Elon Musk hire the kid. Like, fine.
We won't see that. We won't see that. That was actually on the Ninjas or Butterflies podcast today.
Was it?
Not the African kid or whatever, wherever he's from, but it was a story about a Tesla that ran through a dude's house.
Oh shit.
Ran into his living room. He's filming it and everything. They said he films it in his house. He walks away. He comes back about 3 minutes later, still in his house. He walks away, comes back like 2 more minutes later. It's a tow guy up under the car pulling it out. And he's like, nah, don't pull it out. Like, I need this for insurance purposes. And he said, get out the way. He said, and dude was like upset, so he said, get out the way or I'll kill you. He said he threatened dude's life. And dude's recording and shit. And he said the car was gone 3 minutes later. He said that they believe that there's a conspiracy that because there's been so many incidents with Tesla's auto drive and shit, that Elon has hired insurance companies to come in there and, scrub the scene clean for him. So his,
no doubt,
lawsuits aren't as heavy. And that makes perfect sense to me. But what bugs me out even more is the fact that y'all motherfuckers are letting him make Tesla bots. The motherfucking cars don't work. All you gotta do is make them hoes spin. And you can't get that right. And now we got Tesla bots with fingers and recognition and can open a door.
So
what? Are you serious?
So, and this was a Billy Carson thing. Talking about when the Anunnaki were here mining for gold.
Right.
They had the discussion about having their artificial life forms do it for them. But they made the decision that if they made the artificial life forms too populous, the artificial life forms would realize that they don't need the Anunnaki. And I'm like, oh, so we're in the period of history repeating itself where we're going to let the artificial life forms take over.
Listen, idiocracy was a what's the word I'm looking for?
Was it prophecy?
Right. Right. That was, you got it. Because I mean, but that it's not so much a prophecy as it's coming. Where we've been there.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of now.
You know that movie
we're
proved
realizing.
you know that movie
Right.
predicted Crocs, right?
Listen, and not only. Now we're realizing that you can't water the grass with Gatorade. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't. Nothing grows from.
Speaking of watering the grass, that put me on the plant trail. Thank you for sending me the potato video. I need to buy some potatoes because I think I need to grow some in the backyard.
You look like you got Irish in you.
My peppers are coming in, my lettuce is coming in, and my cucumbers are coming in.
I asked my grandma the other day. I said, "You got Irish? Is that where the white come in? Is it Irish?" You know, she's ignorant. She said, I don't know. I don't know what you." She puts potatoes
In everything.
in everything. In everything. Green beans got a turkey neck, roasted turkey neck, and potatoes. Cabbage, roasted turkey neck, potatoes. Why are you putting potatoes in cabbage? It's potatoes in and everything, and I'll eat it, and it's not always bad. It's never been bad.
No,
It's
potatoes
just
are
like,
never bad. How dare you?
but you took the flavor of the cabbage away with the potatoes.
Yeah.
And we talk about it, and we laugh, but
I think I
you
need to
keep
buy
putting
3 more of those
potatoes
boxes.
and everything. But you know what? I respect and I love her to death. She comes from a different time where she didn't believe in wasting anything. So if something don't belong but it needs to get used,
She's gonna use it.
you better be in there. Be like, hold up. Because she gonna use it.
Well, and I wish you had sent me that video. Well, actually, no, because I haven't had potatoes in the house for a while. But I did have some probably a month ago that I ended up throwing out that had sprouted too many. I think they called them eyes in the video.
Right.
Like, well, damn, I don't think I had the planters yet.
Well, I don't think it could sprout too many, could it?
Oh, they do. If you let a
No,
potato...
I know they do, but I don't think that they could sprout too many that you couldn't use the potato.
True. Usually not. Usually, one, you can cut them away.
Because remember, even on the video, she said, I cut this potato into 8 pieces.
Yep.
So you could cut yours into 16 if you really, had a good scalpel gang. And, I just wait till I cut you. You can be like, that was precise, bruh. You ain't even...
Speaking of scalpel game...
You didn't even hurt me like that.
Speaking of scalpel game, we did the knife throwing the weekend before camping. We did a little bit of knife throwing.
And I redeemed myself.
We did a little bit of knife throwing at camping. So when I got home, you did, because you bought heavier knives, which is what I have now done.
But you remember we switched back.
I understand.
And I still hit some of my best shots with the regular knife.
That's fine. So I bought the heavier.
I don't know what y'all had. I stopped counting after I got so high.
So I bought a set. But beyond that, I've been using the axe throwing board.
You probably got a set. So you big Viking motherfucker probably got a set so big.
It's somewhere between a hand axe and a knife. I don't know.
Yeah, I know you did.
But I was actually out in the backyard this afternoon, like just taking a break from work and using the axe throwing board. And I liked that better.
Did you put my knives back?
I don't know where your knives are. I found mine.
No. Mine were in my
Oh, so you
back,
had yours.
I believe.
I don't know. You're going to have to check that.
But I don't remember putting them back. I feel like somebody put them back for me, and I just want to thank them for that.
My mom probably did when we were
That
picking up
could've
at the
been.
end of the night. Yeah.
Because I know I left them out there.
Yeah. Well,
That was
that
the last one throwing. I was throwing till the sun went down and it was too dark to throw. But the issue is finding once I had to turn my light on to start looking for the knives.
I thought you were done. Speaking of which, when I got back, you know what I bought?
What?
An 85-inch, which is what, like 7 feet, 8 feet? Floodlight that can point down at either a horseshoe ramp or at a knife board.
You made that? You got that for the house or for?
No, I got that for next year's camping.
I knew you did. I knew you fucking did. Cause you liked when dude went, but who's gonna go up there? I'm not going up there. I'll go up there.
When we talked about the floodlight or whatever,
I'll go up there. As long as we got a truck big enough for me to
get down,
hop up on and hop right. I'll go up there for that.
No, that was that is not the first time that Horseshoes has been stopped by the dark, so I am not going to let that happen next year. And I bought floodlights. We'll see if they're tall enough. I hope.
When I seen Cuz hop on the roof, I said, "Oh, it's serious out here. These motherfuckers."
No,
they shouldn't play all night long.
That's just the redneck half of the family. That's Michelle's family.
I love it. I love it. That made me. I love that.
Did you talk with Uncle Bill at all?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
I like him too.
He's the chief of the redneck clan.
I like him too. It seemed like him and my dad would get along.
Yeah. Well, that's why Pops needs to come next year.
Yeah, nah. I'm gonna get him to come. I'm gonna get him and Malcolm to come.
Bill, California sober too. He'll do.
My dad, he gonna be right.
The question is, can we keep your dad sober long enough to play a couple games?
Oh no, my dad. Nah, my dad is. He's the. Listen, I gotta give it to him. He's one of the motherfuckers where the drunker.
He is the more accurate. I'm pretty solid between 6 and 10. Or 4
Only thing
and 10.
I know about my pops is he'll go on the hike. But when y'all start doing, like, for all the days we was there, when y'all start doing that other shit, he gonna be like, man, we going to the casino.
Which is fine.
I know him. That's
John and Greg used to do that too.
Hit the casino. Let them do that. We about to hit the casino. We'll be back.
Which is fine. As long as you're there by the time we start playing yard games in the afternoon. Like, that's all I care about.
And that's all I would really want. I want to go in any casino like a robbery.
Malk says he's in.
Yeah, Mark told me he would go. He was going next year, and I believe him.
We'll get that.
He's another one. If he has it planned and he doesn't forget about it, he'll be there.
Well, and you know me, I'll give everybody the reminder in March, like, hey, remember, put your PTO in.
Yeah, I need that. Because I'm not one of them people at January that be scheduling, nah, nigga, I'm going to use this as it come. I don't know when I'm going to use it. I might be done with PTO by June.
Speaking of which, let's see. Tomorrow's the 2nd. Oh, the 18th is already a Dad and Andrew weekend. Wait, no, it's not.
Wait, what are we talking about?
We got to figure out the Fool's Father's Day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we do. We do. I would like to keep that going.
So get it on the calendars now. Father's Day is Sunday, June 16th, which means we'll probably do ours on the 15th. That's Saturday.
That Javante Davis fight, I think, is that day.
There you go. So we'll start at like 4:00. We'll cook up some stuff. Well, after the sun, well, when the sun starts to set, we'll take it in the back. We'll grill some stuff up. The kids can watch a quick flick, and then we will turn on the fight. Let the kids go inside, play video games.
I think that's a plan.
So there you go.
A fucking plan. I mean,
get it on the calendar.
So what was that? The
Saturday, June 15th.
15th. Good.
Fool's Father's Day. What do you think? Think we could get away with throwing horseshoes in the media?
I think we could.
Just need to take it far enough back.
I think we could.
So we have cornhole next to the benches.
And that, you know,
ladder
we go
toss
back
next
by
to
the
the
trees.
benches, and then we can go back farther and do horseshoes.
Back by the trees.
Put it on the board.
Yep. June 15th. St. Davis, Frank Martin.
There you go.
Can't miss that one.
So, if you are a father in the Columbus area and you would like to join us, feel free to.
You trying to invite the whole neighborhood? I mean, shit.
We had a good number last year. I am going to try to get ahead with a couple of Andrew's friends this year. We'll get Will back out with us. I gotta get Henry and his dad.
Tell my brother and them.
There you go.
We can't do nothing with that little hibachi grill.
Well, we could pull my grill around too.
Yeah, we would have to have a real grill if a whole bunch of people came like that.
It's quick enough to grill up a couple burgers and dogs.
Right. We don't gotta do nothing crazy, but that little hibachi grill ain't gonna feed if everybody coming.
Yeah. We'll see what the numbers look like.
All
right,
June
sir.
15th.
What else you got? Anything?
I ain't got shit, you know, love everybody.
Good shit.
If not, work on it. I am myself. We'll catch y'all when we catch y'all.
There you go. Hey, your only role as a human being, your only purpose is to be the best self you can be. And with all that, do us a favor, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell them to troll. And peace out, fools.